Ready, pipe? Ready, girl? Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Lab featuring your host, the one and only CP. Got a special guest. Well, she's really not a special guest because she's always with us, but our production manager, little Piper Pyers. Say hi, Pipe. She loves the MML just as much as all of us. So, listen, man, we got a big show. We missed yesterday. That was my fault. Well, not really my fault. I just had a lot of shit going on. I had a baseball practice. I coach over at PV, and we had a little pre-practice tryout type of deal thing. And then I went out to dinner with the old man. So that locked me up till about 7, 8 p.m. I think it was. I didn't get home. Some shit like that. And I was just, dialed in some television. And then, yeah, so we didn't have an episode yesterday, but we got a great episode for you guys today. We got Coach Coop, formerly of the Seattle Seahawks, now Houston Oilers, going to be on with us here in a little bit, about 5, 10 minutes. We just advanced, so we are now in week 16, I think. 12. Yeah, week 16. I think there's only 3 weeks left. Yeah. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty. So real quick, before Coach Coop comes on, I got a couple. We'll go over yesterday's or week 15's games played. We had the Bills 45 over the Chargers 21. Mexico City 38 over the Colts 21. The Pats 49 over the Dolphins 14. Vikings 35 over the CPU Lions 28. Cards 52 over the Rams 30. We had the Raiders 51 over the Jets 21. I threw like 10 interceptions. It was fucking awful. Um, he's got a fucking fantastic back end secondary linebacking core. Like Derwin James, fucking I don't even know who else, but they were jumping 17 feet high to make these interceptions. I mean, I wasn't throwing the ball great either, but whatever. 49ers edged the Oilers 39-36. We have the Bears 45, Snowhawks 34. The Jags 28, Giants 7. Panthers and Big Roy 28-17 over the football team. Ravens 17 versus CPU Falcons 10, and the Bengals dismantled the Titans 40-7. So there's I know the Browns got a force win, and then the Eagles got a force win. So you know they're pretty much locked in, right? So the playoff picture looks like this. So now this is before we advanced. I had this all written down, so I don't know if it changed at all or anything. But the Buffalo Bills are 12-2 in the number one spot. Same with the Bengals at 12. So the Buffalo Bills, Bengals, and Jags are all 12-2. They're the top three teams. Then you have the Raiders at 9-5. Then you have the first wild card team, which is the Brownies at 11-3, Mexico City at 11-3, and the Titans at 8-6. So I know the Buffalo Bills and Jags are supposed to play today. There's a lot of banter going on the text thread here. Uh, you know, some people dodging, some people not. Godfather's busy. Uh, well, he's not busy from now till he goes to bed, which I don't know what time usually that is. Coach Tornetta is going out to dinner. So, and then Tornetta is working tomorrow while the Bills are available. A lot of banter back and forth. I'm just kind of catching up right now. You guys are funny. Yeah, so we'll see what happens there. That could be potentially for the number one seed. I mean, the divisions are, I don't know if they're locked up. I didn't really look into them, but I mean, the Mexico City's 11-3. The Jags are 12-2. Depending on their head and stuff, that could change. Buffalo's probably going to be a top seed. Good season for him. Bengals could be the top seed. I'm not. He's 12-2, and the Brownies are 11-3. So we'll see how it shakes out. Um, Over in the NFC, we have the 13-1 San Fran 49ers. Chicago Bears at the 2 seed at 10-4, which I guess that makes sense. I was going to say the Cards are 13-1, but I think they can only be the 2 seed if they win the division. Um, which I don't. Whatever. The Bears are 10-4. Big Roy and the Panthers are 9-5. We'll have a little special on him in a sec here. You had the Eagles at 8-6. Cards at 13-1, Oilers 11-3, and Rams in that seventh spot again at 10-4. Now I don't think he's got many teams up his ass like he did last year. So he should be slipping in the playoffs. But I mean, that looking like a Bears Rams first round matchup, which will be kind of interesting. Um, Coach Jawan, uh, he's got a point to prove this year because last couple of years, I don't know if he's made the playoffs, if he's been tanking. I'm not really sure what's been going on. But I want to talk about the Panthers and Big Roy Seymour real quick. Um, Now, if I believe correctly, Big Roy and the boys down in Carolina started off, I don't know, I think it was like 2-4 or 1-5 or something along those lines. They had a very slow start. They had a terrible beginning of the schedule where they played a lot of shit teams, and you know, I remember there were rumblings down there in Carolina that Big Roy Seymour, the guy, he was having like off the field troubles where he was going out, he was hanging out with Cam Newton, right? And apparently Cam Newton's retired. He moved up to theirs to the front office, or he's a quarterback coach. I'm not sure 100%, but they were going out late and they were hitting a lot of nightclubs, and he just wasn't locked in, I guess. So Coach Matt Rule and owner Andrew Jaffe had to sit down with him actually, and they pulled him in the office and said, "Big Roy, I know you just got that X factor. Your head's a little bit big right now. You need to stop hanging out with Cam. I don't know. They might have fired Cam. I'm not 100% sure. But whatever they said in that meeting, that closed door meeting worked because the Panthers are one of the hottest teams in the MML right now. They ripped off 7 of their last 8. They're on their way to a division title. I think this would be Big Roy's first division title. Big Roy is playing fantastic ball right now. He's in line to be comeback player of the year. So we'll see if the Panthers can. The Panthers could potentially get to that number 2 seed depending on how everything goes with the Bears and this and that. But they're definitely going to be hosting a playoff game. If it all ended today, I think he would have the Oilers first round, and we know. Him and Coach Coop got that long, long history and that long rivalry in the MML. So I just wanted everyone to keep. I don't know. Big Roy's head is not if it's still that big or what, but he's playing great football right now. He's cutting back on the turnovers. There was a thing put out that by the San Francisco Herald that Big Roy wasn't all there, and I don't know if Big Roy read that, but they won 7 out of their last 8, and they're one of the hottest teams in football. So keep an eye on them Panthers. Coach Coop here is going to be joining us in about a minute or so, and I'm going to give him a ring. Coach Coop was formerly of the Seattle Seahawks. We all know he had that great run last year where he was the number 1 seed. Him and the Browns were hanging hanging out in San Juan or wherever the fuck they were, and he lost first round. Um, but Coach Coop is also known for one of the biggest upsets in MML history. There's a lot of debate on this because of Coach Taddy was down the shore, bad connection. My thing is like bring a Wi-Fi extender if you gotta. They're 45, 40, $50. Best Buy helps tremendously. you know, whatever. Back in year one, he beat them Chargers to go to the Super Bowl, where eventually he lost to Brian. Um, but I mean, to this day, it's probably the biggest upset in MML history outside of shit. I don't even know, to be honest with you, because I remember watching that game, still living at my dad's house, and we were I was had to wake up early next day for work, and I remember just watching it, and I'm like, what is going on? Why is he all this shit happening? And uh, I had it on the big screen. I like, how you can like share from your phone and shit. I shared it to the big screen. It was wild. I was like on the edge of my seat. I was like, is he really gonna pull this off? This fucking guy. I live next to this dude, right? And I don't know what it is, but it's like whenever it's like 60 degrees plus, he just decides like 3 p.m. His name's Big Mike. Never met him, but I don't even know if he's big. But he just sits out back and blares his music. I'm like, bro, it's fucking Thursday. Like, you know. And then he fucking built a fence and put it on my yard. It's just I never even met the guy. Fucking Big Mike. Kind of a d bag in my opinion. Could be a nice guy. He's got these two little ass dogs too, and I don't know what the fuck they're called, but like my dogs just want to like I, I don't even know. Like our fences meet up, and these little ass dogs just sit there and go. They're like fucking ankle biters and just fucking barking at my dogs, and it's fucking annoying. I can't even let my dogs out without if they're out there. I'm gonna have a good talk with fucking Big Mike. Like, yo, brother, I know I'm new to the neighborhood, but a couple things here. Music needs to be turned down, and fucking put the fence on the right side. Oh, here we go, Coach Coop.
Sorry, I had to and everything. Took a second.
What's up?
I had to download the Riverside app or whatever to get into this. Took a second.
All right, how we doing?
Doing well, man. It's good to be on the podcast finally. It's good to see you.
Yeah, I know it's kind of been a I don't even know how you say it. Bad lack of communication on both of our parts.
I think the first time, like you had worked late and
Yeah.
each other, and I think the rest were on me. But
Hey, whatever.
you got it done.
We finally got you on, so it's good to see you. How's everything going? Good.
All well, man. How you doing?
I can't complain. Just hanging out, and girlfriend's not home till 9, so I got the whole house to myself. So I'm just fucking chilling. So we're gonna dive right into it.
Do it.
We're gonna start off with we'll get into Houston and Seattle here in a little bit, but I really want to know. I was just telling the people before back in year one. Now you're not an original nine member, but you're like an original member pretty much because you joined very soon after we had that original draft, and I remember you taking the Broncos. And back then, I feel like your team was really built on defense.
For sure. That was like the cover two sync era where I just ran
Yes.
cover two sync all day, every day, never switched it up. And I like built my defense to like be perfect at the cover two sync. It took a while, but eventually we got to the point where defense was just vicious.
It's funny because I remember when you first joined the league and you were like, you were going into that AFC West and like they're like, oh, Taddy's in there, and you're like, ah, fuck it, I don't care.
It's
And
because
I was like,
because I remember joining. Well, a little backstory, like because you talk about how everyone got started with the Madden League.
right, right,
I played I played Madden, all the sports games growing up, and then I got rid of my Xbox for I would say a good like year or two. Like I sold it, just didn't really care about playing. And then when COVID hit, we got the news from work that you're working from home, and I was like, "What am I going to do with my life? Like,
right.
what am I going to do?" So the day I found out I was working from home, I went to Best Buy drive-through, bought an Xbox. I was like, stuff like that, and yeah, so I started playing Xbox again, and then I found out about the franchise, and me, B-Mill, Joey, Tornado, we did franchise at Bloomsburg, so I was always down for
Right.
like that, and then. I remember them saying because I wasn't the original nine, so I was like joined just after that. It was after the first year, and they were like, "Oh, we need someone to like take the Broncos." It's not like the Broncos were a bad team. It was just because the division was tough, Taddy
Right.
and Jaffe. So I was like, I love competing, and I didn't think it would get to like 32 users. So I was like, "Fuck it, let's
Right.
do it." And then just got my ass kicked by Taddy and Tuck for a long, long time until we beat it. We finally got a team, and my user ability were able to compete with them, and finally did some damage.
I was literally just before you hopped on. I was telling everybody about that. Because I personally believe that when you beat Taddy was that was the championship game, right? Who'd you beat
No,
before that?
so
That wasn't the championship game.
no, because the issue was for me and especially Jaffe, we would always lose to Tucker and Taddy. They get in, and we
Right.
for that last wild card spot. So I come in as a wild card, like a 7 seed or whatever. I win my first game. I don't remember who I played, and I played Taddy in the second round, and that was when I actually beat Taddy for the first time. Big win. I was probably the best Madden experience of the best day of Madden I've ever had in my life. I was just so
I
happy.
bet.
And then I took down the Steelers, Aaron Kim, and
Oh yes.
because I sent those videos to me.
Right.
I was so pumped up. Sent those videos, played golf. I drank probably too much to compete, whatever. And then I played Aaron Kim, beat him, and then lost to Beamo in the Super Bowl.
If I remember, that was a pretty good Super Bowl, though, wasn't it?
It was all right. So my cover 2 sync was just vicious. So he just
Right.
ran the ball on me, and I think he won by like 10 or 14. It was a solid game, but he controlled it just through the run.
Right. Okay. Yeah, but I was just telling everybody. I think that game when you beat Taddy because he was still on that 30 whatever win streak he was on, right?
So Tucker beat him in the regular season. He was the first one to
That's
do it.
right. Okay.
And
All right.
I'm the first to ever beat him in the playoffs, and actually, he won every Super Bowl up until I beat him in the playoffs.
Right. And then, I mean, because he was pretty, what was your mindset going into that? I remember I was like, I didn't play him as much as you guys, obviously, because I wasn't in the division or anything. But, every time I would play him, I'd be like, fuck, I don't know how to stop him. And, if I remember correctly, you specifically, you tanked, the first, your first year, I know you tanked. And then a couple years, I don't know if you tanked or whatever, but you built that team like it was 100. Like I remember some of the defensive guys you had were like absolute studs.
Oh,
I think that's where Alante Holloman came from, right?
Holloman was the 16th overall pick. He was a right outside linebacker, automatic X factor, and he's just the best player fucking ever. And then that's another thing that people don't remember that I wanted to bring up. That year one when I joined, there wasn't enough people. So when we did that draft, we were still able to make trades with the CPU.
That's
the limit. There was
right.
a team or 3. You could make 2 or 3 trades. That was the limit. So
Right.
that first year, I made trades with the CPU and got I got Dominic Durant, Darren O'Neal, and Sharif Cruthers, who were 2 defensive linemen and a safety because I got 3 top 10 picks that year because we had the CPU trade rules, which people forget about.
I did, yeah, because I remember. Now that you said that, I remember because Joey made a bunch of trades because he was I forget what team. No, he was the Lions, and he made a bunch of trades with the CPU, and I remember giving him shit about. That's funny. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, so that's how my whole defense started. I just got anchored. I just got these, and then that next year I think I tanked I just probably sucked. Honestly, I don't know if I was tanking. I just started playing Madden. I probably just sucked.
Right.
Got good picks the next year, and then that's how that defense got built.
And I think it had to have been shortly after that whole year one we kind of it was almost like we just stopped, right?
I think I stopped. Maybe I did one more year after that Super Bowl, but that was end of summer,
right?
Late, and then the new season was coming up, and I think everyone kind of just wanted a break.
Yeah, and I think every COVID was kind of that was when it first started to lift and kind of people were doing shit. And I remember I think they kept going, but I remember I think I dropped out. But then and then going into that year too, were you in the NFC East?
No, so I was still the Broncos.
Oh, that's right, because you got the
Jaffe. Well, actually, we drafted at the Skipback House. We did a makeshift draft of all the teams. And he somehow got in the AFC West together again, but we weren't.
Right.
Chiefs and the Broncos, and it might have been Marcel's or something. We just asked yo, can we please just be these 2 teams?
Right.
That's who we were. So that's how it worked out. And then me and Jaffe were in. for like 100 years. It felt like.
Yeah, and then so like after that, you drafted that team, but you didn't. Did you last? Because did you leave for a little bit?
Yeah, so I made another Super Bowl. I made 2 Super Bowls.
Oh, you
I
did. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I was the first one to like beat dethrone Beam the AFC when he was dominating the AFC.
With the
And then
Ravens, right?
I beat Beamo with like my stud defense. And then I got to the Super Bowl and lost to Joey by 3. I went down on a last second drive, spiked it, didn't have enough time, and it ran out. I would have had like a 58-yarder to tie the game, and that's how I lost my second Super Bowl.
That's got to be a tough way to lose.
So
So,
it still fucking bothers me to this day.
so you don't have any Super Bowls then? You've been there twice and haven't gotten over the hump.
0-2.
Nah, that's tough. Because it's like I feel like you're like real quick. You're in the top 8, right, for a reason, right? In my opinion, you're one of the better players. But I still have like a feel that you're like a lower tier guy. Like when like this is why part of the reason I rooted for you so heavily last year was because like I felt like I don't know. It's just I don't even know if I have the words to describe it. Where I felt like you were part of that like bottom to middle tier, but you worked your way up, obviously.
Yeah.
But like you still like you started from where like it's where like we want to go. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I agree because like I'm not like I've never won a Super Bowl. I was up until TJ making it and losing last year. I was probably the only team to make a Super Bowl and not win it.
right.
But yeah, I mean I can lose to anyone on any given day. My defense is always sound, solid, but my quarterback play and like the way I play offense, I can just throw picks to all day and lose to anyone.
Yeah, shit drives me nuts. We'll get into that. So all right. So then the nuke happened, and then you pretty
Oh,
much were like, I'm
I
out.
left. You're right. You were right on that. I did leave the league. I left for like I would say maybe 3 seasons. Everyone
Right.
leaves, like work and just like it just gets too much.
Yeah.
I was at that point. It was just like I couldn't like deal with it anymore. And then I actually joined right before the nuke, the season of the nuke. I rejoined as the Broncos, and then John nuked the league, and then we restarted. So like it didn't really affect me too much.
Right, and then coming back, who'd you have coming back? Were you in the NFC East again with Jaffe?
Who did I come back as?
I know Jaffe was like the football team.
I think I came back as the Broncos.
No, I have a feeling you came back as like
Well, no, I came back as one of the Cowboys.
the Cowboys.
And I obviously can't be the Cowboys, so I switched to the Oilers, who I am now.
That's right. And then I don't really remember. Like it's tough for me to like I try to remember some shit on in that whole nuke year 1, year 2. How were the Cowboys / Oilers?
I honestly, that's a great question because I don't really remember how we did. I'm sure we made some playoffs, but never made a Super Bowl. I don't think we ever made a run. Otherwise, I would have remembered it. So I don't think we were that relevant.
All right, yeah, because I feel like that second half of the nuke, like a lot of people, like I remember I was a Seahawks and I was good or whatever, like I was decent because of the division, but I just get like confused because I feel like it's been 4 years, but it's only been 3, but there's 2 parts in the
Yep.
second one, and so that brings us to this year, right? So you're a full go this year. You came in as the Seahawks, right? And what take me behind the scenes of the original like drafting process of the
Yeah.
Seahawks.
So I remember, like, I just wanted defense because I love defense, and I was like, I can get receivers and stuff devved up. I want to get defense first. I took Myles Garrett early. He's my first pick, and then I was hoping to get a quarterback on the way back that I could groom. But I think maybe like 16 quarterbacks got taken in the first round. It was like absurd.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
So like built my defense, and then I actually missed a pick, and they drafted me Ryan Tannehill in like the 8th or 9th round, and I was like, shit. So I just like filled out the rest of my team, and then year 1 started, and I was like, man, my team sucks. I need a quarterback. So I just tanked for Bobby, and the rest is history.
Yeah, so that's my next question. That right now, so you spent what did he come out as? A regular?
77 or 78 normal. So I had to spend
Because
3 years grinding him up.
yeah, because that year I feel like there was like 4 quarterbacks And I think you were like, I don't know. I think you had like the second pick that year or the
Yeah,
first. I forget, but it was the top three, right?
yeah. Rob got Jaleel Fowler, and I had the second pick.
Okay. So, and I think a lot of people thought you were going to go Dorian. I think Dorian Peralta came out that year too.
Yeah, yep.
And
But
I feel like what I'm.
and it was or
What
his
was that?
combine. I just remember seeing Bobby's combine, and he had like good bench press,
Struggles and
best like ever, but he didn't have a great 40 time. So he came out like everything I kind of thought. Great throw power, great acceleration, change of direction, but his was low. But it's not a big deal.
Yeah. So you kind of shocked everybody because I was like, oh shit, Bobby, and then you were like, oh, he's a normal, and I was like, all right. In my head, I was like, knowing you and how you play your offensive style of football, you don't. In years past, I mean, the last couple of years, you definitely started running the ball more. But you're a fucking let me throw the ball. I'm gonna throw it because you fucking piss me
Yeah, like
off with that shit all the time.
how to throw the ball, man. And it's like I threw 63 interceptions his first, second, and third year. 63 every single year just to try to dev him up.
Wow.
The one thing I'm horn about, if I want a dev, I'm going to get the dev. If I see a
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure he up. I'll do everything in my power. Not like lose games, but I will do whatever it takes to make sure that guy gets stepped up.
Yeah, like your main focus isn't on like necessarily winning. Like you want your guy to get because like let's be realistic, that X factor quarterback makes a fucking huge difference.
You got 5 abilities and it's the most informed position.
Right. Right. And it's like I remember like you traded me when I was the Seahawks and I think you were the Oilers, you traded me Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne.
Remember him?
Mm.
I loved him.
Superstar. I traded him to you and I got like 3 firsts or something.
Yeah, you got something. I gave you something crazy, but no, I loved him because he fit like how I was a massive run the football, and he had like 90 speed, I think it was, and he had like a decent arm. It wasn't like crazy, but I was running at the time. I think I was running like that Baltimore like option offense, and he just fit. That's why I'm always hitting you up about fucking Big Bob, but you know you don't want to get rid of him, so that's yeah. I'm here.
still there.
You're like cutting in and out, but I can still hear you. You're good. Yeah. So last year, I gotta talk about this because all year I had you locked into at least the NFC Championship game. And you came out, you said, I'm getting Bobby Dickinson the X Factor. You worked your ass off for 3 years, you got him the X Factor. You came out fucking, I think you were like, I don't know. I think you ended up being like 14-3 or something along that lines. And then you go into that, you lost in the first round. You were the number one seed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, you came out, you had to buy. And then, I mean, I had you picked to make the Super Bowl. You lost me 500. And, you know, what happened, man? What happened? I was riding high on the Hawks all year.
Yeah, I mean, I still love my team. I'm confident in myself, but like it's just a battle against the NFC West. Like
Right.
Joe, I lost to Joey week 8. He beat me on a 58 to sneak into the playoffs. So he gets the 7 seed, beats Ardman. So now I'm matched up with Joey again. Like
Right.
lost by 3 to him again, not by a last second field goal. I didn't get a stop when I needed
To make a punt.
but it's just I played Joey. I think every 4
The 5 were separated by 3 points.
like
Whenever I played,
the NFC West.
Yeah.
Just a battle.
And that brings me into this year, right? Because I was just looking over your schedule, and you have 3 losses. Like you're a quiet 11-3, by the way, because I was like, I didn't know how you were doing, and then I seen Joey's power rankings the other day, and you're in the top, I think top 6, and I was looking over your schedule. I was like, holy shit, you're 11-3. Like I don't know why I didn't think this. I was really upset at you actually because you lost, and then I was just not paying attention. But you've lost 3 games, right? And you lost to the Cards 50-43. You lost to the Niners 49-31, and then you just lost to the Niners again, 39-36. So they're all like close games. It's like, if I feel like when you guys play those games, and I was telling somebody this, it's like when you guys play each other, it always seems to come down to like one or two possessions.
Always, and it's just like, and like the last game means nothing.
I think I probably beat Juwan maybe like 4 straight times.
But like
I
I know
know.
next time I play Juwan,
Yeah.
like that's anything. It's still going to be an absolute war, and I have to bring my A game to beat him. And like I swept B-Mill last regular season, but like I know coming into this regular season, it's war every time. Like I play anyone from the NFC West. And you got to get those wins because you saw Juwan miss the playoffs last year because of it. So you got to get a couple wins in that division.
Yeah, I mean, you're 11-3 right now. Now, real quick, does that make you upset? Right, so you're 11-3. Jawan's 10-4, and then some of the other teams, right? You have like the Panthers are 9-5, the Eagles are 8-6, right? And they'll be hosting a playoff game. Does that like upset you at all, or do you are you a more like fair? Like you seem like a fair type of guy, where it's like you like to see other people get in.
I like the divisions.
It sucks at times. Like I've been in year one with.
Ah, I lost you. Ah, we lost him. He should be coming back any second. I'm gonna actually move spots here. All right, we lost him. He should be coming back any minute here. There he is.
You back?
Yeah, you're good. Sometimes, I don't know. You're on your phone, right? Sometimes it's a little weird. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? Yep.
I can hear you, but you're not moving on my screen.
Yeah, you're kind of frozen on mine, but it's all right. We'll just keep it rolling.
But yeah, we were talking about like divisions. I like the divisions, the way they are. I think it makes more fun for make a run, get in the playoffs, have a late game late in the year that means a lot to them.
Right.
And it keeps me sharper too because I have to play B-Mill, Joey, and Juwan twice a year every year, so it keeps me sharper. Like I become a better player, so I don't really hate. And then home field doesn't mean anything in this league, in this game.
Right. Especially because we're playing on the old gen, where like I know like new gen it has like that home field advantage, but with what we're playing, it doesn't really matter, What do you think going into next Madden? How would you like to see the divisions?
Good question. You got to get rid of Warner. Warner served his punishment. So he can just go play in a different division. I think you got the way Cornetta's played this year, this Madden. I think put him in instead of. And then Tuck, it depends what Tuck wants to do next year if he's gonna be back or not, because he's definitely top eight wants to be.
Oh yeah.
So I guess maybe leave that A spot open to see, what's going to happen. But I think that'd be a good 7 to have in divisions, and obviously mix it up from what now.
Yeah. No, I think so you think like a top 8, like, because I know some people were saying that you should have 2 people, like 2 top echelon guys in another division with other weaker guys. But you think like the top 8 in the same 2 divisions would be good?
I think so. We're all 4 of us are going to make the playoffs, so I don't think it's
right.
If you do what you need to do, you can still make playoffs regardless. So I don't see a big issue with it.
No, and I agree with that because I think last year was just like a fluky thing where tiebreakers and all that came into account, and Juwan got bounce pretty
Yeah.
much, which
I
you
knew
know.
ahead of get bounced because I know all the tiebreaker rules because I experienced this. I was year one with me and Jaffe would go 10 and we'd always lose tiebreakers because all of our games that we lose are in conference, like to our division mates. So if you
Right.
lose to the AFC or
because the tiebreaker comes down to it is conference wins. So when
I looked at it, we
Right.
I saw that big.
I knew that was going to happen.
It's unfortunate,
But like I had to
experience it, so it sucks for sure.
I wanted to ask you this: are you a commish or not?
Oh yeah, I'm still commissioned. I took the players commission.
So you have the,
What'd you say?
but you have the ability to advance and give force wins and
Do whatever.
okay. I wasn't sure.
So I just like took the players commission off just because I didn't really like care and I didn't want people like hitting me up all the time about like different stuff. I still get hit up a little bit because not everyone knows I'm still commissioner, but
Well, they will.
it's whatever. I mean, BMO said I got hired for the draft or whatever, so I was just like, all right, well, then I'm not going to do anything about advances anymore. You know, just it's not like it matters. Joey's always on top of it. Joey handles everything already.
No, and I think those two, and I mean, they do a good job with the league. I mean, honestly, like if you think about it, we've been at this for what? Like it's got to be close to 30 plus seasons now. You know, 3 years, 3 Maddens. You know, so I think they're doing something right. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, I think what's the for the league? I think I would
Yes.
love to see Xavier have commissioner powers on it. I think he could be like when I got commissioner powers in year 2.
those cheating
Scandals and BMO needed someone that
Right.
wasn't going to go cheat and go edit players and do all this nonsense. So that's why I got commissioners now. But I think in year 3 we have a lot of guys that aren't scumbags like John.
And I don't really think John's a scumbag. I think he
That's the
was
hard
just
word. He was childish.
childish, yes, because I really think he does love the league. You know what I mean? I want to get him on like so bad to like just talk about that, but we've yet to come up with a date. But like I mean, I don't know. In my opinion, that actually helped me. You know, it got me out of division with Taddy where I was never.
The Broncos guy who took over my team like traded my best players away. Like Brian Burns was like a 99 X factor. Like he traded all these guys
Right.
away. Kind of sucked. I was like, I don't really care.
Yo, I just thought this. Do you still have that picture?
I do. It's in my photos. I don't know if I can bring it up somehow.
Yeah, you probably. I don't know. You probably can't, but you should send that in the group because somebody brought him up the other day.
Yeah, it's funny because remember when I told you about that story and I was just like, people forget about this Tanner kid that would hop on group me at 2 a.m. and said, yo, like, why the fuck did my game get simmed? I was playing basketball. Yeah. And you're like, what the fuck is this kid doing? He's playing basketball at 1 a.m. and he's mad that his Madden game. And then the story behind that picture is the league started and those face reveals. Everyone was because we didn't know everyone, so people were sending face reveals of like themselves, and this kid just sends like the weirdest selfie of all time, just like in bed. Or something. It was weird.
Yeah, he was like laying in his bed, like the covers like up here, like taking his like
like clips. He was doing like a pout, like a. That kid, man, I would love to know what he's up to right now.
I really would too. I mean, like, why would you send a selfie like that to a group of like dudes playing Madden?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Too.
Oh fuck! But
looked like
I think it's great. What's that?
I said he looks like a Tanner at least.
He does. He definitely does. You had to have been like, yo, I'm screenshotting this because I'm definitely using it for ammo or something later on.
Oh yeah, screenshotted that. all this everything Screech sent, like the Pirates of the Caribbean. Like I've got them all. Got them all.
Yo, I totally forgot that he sent them.
Dude, he sent them, and then I egged him on like one.
Season 2 maybe, and then I egged him on one time like during the year this year to like send the photos, and he
sent just like a million things, and I love it. Honestly, I think
Yeah.
it's hysterical.
Yo, I think he actually goes fucking nuts for them costumes, dude.
All out.
I've never seen anything like it. Like he goes to like yeah, it's cool. Like he goes to like Comic-Con and shit and all that like type of stuff, like dressed up like to the nines. I'm like, yo, bro, more power to you. I would never do it, but you know, good shit. So what can we expect from the Oilers? Real quick, you got out of Dallas. You went to Houston. Was there unfinished business down in Houston?
that's like a title, and you know I'm sitting in Seattle.
And I'm just like, and I looked up on Madden if Houston Oilers was like still an option to like go to because I was a coach, I wasn't an owner, and I found out they still were there, and I was like, I'm going back. I love that city. Oil Rig Stadium's beautiful. The big.
Yeah. So you're promising them a title?
I'm not leaving Madden until I get a title. Like I have to win a Super Bowl. I have to.
I think everyone in that top 8 has a Super Bowl, right? Except you.
No. There's only 6 people with Super Bowls, right? BMO, Joey, Juwan, Bengals, Taddy, and Tucker. I think that's it.
Who? Oh, and then you had John and you. Who's the other one?
Who is it? Oh, the Steelers now is what's his name?
Well, it's Bleachy, but I'm not really counting him.
Yeah.
But everyone in your division has a title, right?
Yeah.
And then so I think you could do it. I mean, what do you expect this year? Like, how you guys doing? Because you're a quiet 11-3, in my opinion.
I mean, my game against Joey was for me to fight for that 1 seed still to get that division title. So when I lost that, I have no chance at the division title. I'm locked in. So the next 3 games don't meet. Like I played BMO and Juwan at some point. You know, I'm not going to be too interested because I'm going to make playoffs and probably see them again.
Right. So yeah, like you're just kind of basically you're resting the starters.
Yeah, I'm just chilling. I'm going to play some Madden, have a good time. If I win, I win. I lose, I don't. I'm not going to try too hard, bring out anything crazy. Just have some fun.
Right. I mean, I'm rooting for you, low key. I'm not going to make it as public as I did last. I just like to see you. I just think you're a good guy. So listen. I think everyone's a good guy, but for some reason, I just hold you to a higher standard. So I just like when the underdog wins. You know what I mean?
I hear you. And people always chirping at me like you got no accolades, all this stuff. It just drives me, man. I just.
Now, real quick backstory: you and Brian actually have a ring. Well, I don't know. Did you ever get rings from flag football? You were part of his team, right?
Yeah. Nah. So we won 1 million. What's it called? Bloomsburg titles and then nationals. I mean. So we never ended up like winning anything. We won a state championship, regional championship, and then we got so. No.
Did you ever play football at Myth Acton?
Oh yeah, for sure. Me and BMO played.
Okay, I was pretty sure you did. I just wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah, I was D2 ball, Cookstown and Millersville were the 2 main people interested in me, and then I just decided not to go there. I went to Bloom.
You went to Bloom with the boys, huh?
Yeah. And then they ran a triple option, so I'm not going to go over there and play receiver for them.
Right. It's so crazy because, back in the day, I'm a little older than you guys, but, when I was coming up playing football, the triple option and, the veer were, the fucking – I mean, Myth Acton ran the fucking until they got rid of what's his name? I can't think of his name.
My freshman year, they were still running.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They went.
That shit was like, yeah, like, come on now, guys. Like, we're running the triple option. Like, the fullback is like getting the most carries here when you have all these like athletic studs like on the field. Like, I don't know, but that's funny.
The fact it's not a well-run program, that's for sure.
No, they were. They've definitely had some challenges. I know, but your year, you guys were good though.
Yeah, I was a freshman. Then I joined. We went like, I don't know, 4-6 or something. And then my junior year was our first winning year in like 20 years. We went 7-6 or 6-5. Coach got like a Gatorade shower. Like it was
Big moment.
going. That's not bad.
Yeah, but it's funny because when I was at PV in my senior year, we went 6-5, and it was the same thing. We didn't have like a winning season before that year until it was like I don't know if it was 20 years, but I think it was close to like 15, and we did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Like
that was like our moment.
People don't.
Cool.
Yeah, our claim to fame was we beat Upper Perk and it was like a back and forth battle, and they were like the #1 team in the league. And when we beat them, they actually lost the championship because like back then it wasn't like the pack playoffs or whatever. It was like whoever had the best overall record wins. You know what I mean? And they ended up losing. We beat them, and then Boyertown actually won, and then Boyertown actually won it. So it was actually kind of cool that we did that. But anyways, let's get back on track here. So what do you think? How do you like? Because I feel like the MML is pretty much running on full tilt. Like I think this is probably the best it's really ever been, in my opinion. I mean, because we haven't had less than I don't think we've had less than like 28 users.
I
think we've had like
less than like 30. I think like everyone's playing their games. Advanced speeds as good as ever for all like 32 people. I think we're like these past two regular seasons have I think pretty much gone like flawless. Besides some of the off season stuff, but like the regular season is perfect.
Yeah, agreed. And then like, why do you think that is? Why do you think the MML is such a like? Dude, I don't know. It's like it's such a. I'm looking for the. Joey calls it the best online Madden franchise in the world, which I agree with. But like, why do you think that is? Why do you think there's so many people like that dialed into like? Because think about it, we're all over. Probably all of us are over 27, 28 years old. You know,
Yeah.
We're all grown men. We have lives outside of video gaming. Like, why do you think that? Play Madden?
I think it's just. Part of it's the group me. I love the group me. I think that keeps me throughout.
I like just chirping in.
I think.
Right.
And then competing and just I think we have 32 people that just compete whether they're like winning or losing. They don't like care. They want to fun, play the game, talk shit. Perfect league.
It really is like because I've been in other leagues like just like I'll join randomly and then it just doesn't like people will talk shit but it like just doesn't compare to the MML. Like it's just like the MML has this like aura about it. Like it just like you leave, you want to come back. You know what I mean? Like you're scared to leave because you don't know if there will be a spot.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's it called? Like, especially with like the people that aren't in that like core. Let's say like there's probably like 16 of us that know each other like all like really well.
Right.
But then the other 16
we talk shit back,
and it's just like never like anything too.
Just like to have fun.
Talk shit. I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
Like,
now, what do you?
But like, I'm never gonna leave the league. Like,
right. And I was talking to somebody else. I think the summertime is when.
August and draft. Like, I love it.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, I was just saying, like, I love the league. Like, I might leave like for a period of time, but
when August,
like, I'm there. Like, I love it.
Oh yeah. 100%, because like I feel like a lot of people, like when the summer hits, like everyone's like, oh, I'm gonna go to the beach. There's not enough time for Madden. Where you get like, a couple of us will leave, but by the time August comes back around, we're we're ready to go. Um, what the fuck? Who's your favorite character in the MML?
Definitely not the guy in Buffalo. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, I love Dirt Giants. Uh,
Whew. Good question. Who is my favorite character?
I want to say Dirty. Oh, that's Dale, by the way. I call him
He's
Dirty.
no, I know.
Between his streams, the streams are great. He's always entertaining on the streams, and then he's always entertaining the group me. I think he brings the best energy to the MML.
Now, yeah. So you guys all used to live together, right? You were part of that Skip Back crew, right?
Yes, sir. It was me, Dale, Robert, a season or whatever, and then
Yeah,
still waiting
yeah.
for the Cow-
How were those games? No, I was just saying, like, how was that like atmosphere for like them games over there? Because you won the you beat. Well, I think Tuck beat Taddy at Skip Back, right?
No, I wasn't living at Skipback when I beat Taddy. I was living there when I went to my second Super Bowl and played Joey. But like, I mean, the game atmosphere there was just insane. Like, you go to Robert's room and like it's just 6, 7 people deep watching a Madden game. It's hilarious.
I remember watching his streams, and I would like, because he has the camera up, and I
Yep.
remember like watching him play, but like I would zoom in because I wanted to see who was sitting on the couch,
Yep. You'd have
because there was always somebody on the couch.
3 people on the couch. You'd have 2 people laying on his bed, and like one, like me, maybe like sitting pretzel style on the floor, all just watching Robert play Madden.
I mean, that had to have been like so fun, like especially like back then when like COVID was going on, because you weren't allowed to do anything, so it was literally just all you guys playing Madden in the same house all the time.
It was just like you just walk
My Madden game, and then you could just like walk into the room, and just watch. You wouldn't have to tune in
the
the stream.
stream.
You're sitting right there. That's awesome. All right, so listen, I appreciate you coming on and bullshit with me for a little bit. What do you who do you like this year? Outside of yourself, of course. Who do you like this year? Because I think Taddy's got a lot to prove, because he hasn't won one in a little bit. B Mill hasn't. He just lost to Joey. So who do you like this year?
Yeah, I think right now Joey's the guy to beat NFC. I think he's proven that he doesn't have an X factor. I mean, his team's like a 99 overall. It's
Right.
And he doesn't have an X factor quarterback, but I mean, he's a good player and his team's incredible, and he's shown that he can win without an X factor quarterback. So I think Joey's still the guy. NFC, and then AFC wise, I still like the Bengals.
I've seen otherwise.
Right.
In to the Super Bowl, but he missed Hattie, played MJ. I think when the Bengals are playing, I think right there that Tornetta and MJ won't be able to get by. They could
Right.
beat him, but I don't see anyone else beating.
It's funny because he's like, "Oh, this is my down years," or I don't even know what he said, but he's like,
That guy have down.
"Yeah, it really is." Well, listen, again, I appreciate you coming on. Do you have any final words for the boys?
Well, I just love ML. Love what we're doing. Shout out to everyone that watches Power, Bengals, Jaffe, Ahmad, the Power crew. That's a special group of people. They know what a great television show is.
Jim, ready to hunt that Super Bowl.
Well, listen, brother, thanks for coming on. Enjoy the rest of your night, and enjoy. Yeah, have a good run in the playoffs. All right, I'll be watching.
Sure. I'll get it done.
Thank you. Please do. There we have it. Little glitchy, little spotty, but I mean, Coach Coop is such a great guy. I always personally root for him. Just a good dude in general. He's a great asset to the MML. And just like always, love the MML, man. There's nothing better than this, boys. Nothing better than this. Peace.